Not making the call. And we're green. It's Nick Neville with the race lead as they go down the back straightaway. Dan Rourke sits there in second. Zane Oderwald in third. And the caution is out. They're going to charge Nick Neville with jumping the start there. Mark that one on your calendar 2 weeks from tonight. Caution lights out. Be a complete restart here. UMP modified feature. And we're green. Down into turn number one, it's Nick Neville, but here comes Dan Rourke on the outside. He's going to take the race lead down the back straightaway. The 5.55 is going to dive it in deep. But on the top side, it's going to be Dan Rourke with the race lead by a nose. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Neville's going to take the race lead this time by. But here comes Dan Rourke right back on the top side. Zane Oderwald and Derek Neville starting to battle for the third spot. So far, it's been all Nick Neville out front of Dan Rourke. Zane Oderwald and Derek Neville, your top four. The number 21 of Dawson back there in fifth. Nick Neville, the Mackinac, Illinois driver, led all the laps so far in this one. Zane Oderwald quietly back there in third. But the 3.33 of Derek Neville wants the challenge for that third spot. Nick Neville out front on cruise control right now. Halfway home this time by for Nick Neville. Dan Rourke, Zane Oderwald, Derek Neville's how they run at the halfway point. It's still Nick Neville in that 5.55 out front of Dan Rourke. Zane Oderwald in that third spot, starting to close in just a little bit on that 7R car. Five laps to go this time by for Nick Neville. Four laps to go for Nick Neville. Dan Rourke and Zane Oderwald. Three laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go for Nick Neville. Dan Rourke, Zane Oderwald, Derek Neville, your top 4 as they come off of turn number 4 this time. One more time around, the white flag's out for Nick Neville. Dan Rourke, Zane Oderwald, and the 333 of Derek Neville into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Your UMP modified feature winner is going to be Nick Neville in the 555. Dan Rourke's going to come home second. Third will go to Zane Oderwald. Derek Neville in the 333. Alrighty, race fans, the 555 sponsored by Top Shelf Racing, Neville Trucking Service out of Mackinac, Illinois. Alrighty, race fans, let's give it up for Nick Neville. All right, Nick, I think this is your first time ever in Victory Lane here at the Farmer City Raceway.
Yeah, it has been a long time coming. I've been wearing this hat in the car with me every race, just in case I get the chance to get out here at the end. That way people don't have to look at my bald head.
Alrighty, so you jumped out to an early race lead, stayed pretty caution-free, was able to just get out front and cruise.
Yeah, I think once we got in a groove there, you know, the car felt good, and we was able to just maintain and try not to overdrive the car, you know, to save a little bit for the end, and luckily we didn't have to use any at the end.
Alrighty, you got some people you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the whole Neville race team, especially Mom and Dad for getting us here to the racetrack. I definitely got to thank my wife. She's at home with the 2 little ones, the 2-year-old and the newborn, and she's good enough to let me come out here and race. Got to thank my whole team, Howard, Lincoln, Foley, everybody that comes out and helps, and we really appreciate it. Glad you guys all came out tonight to watch.
Alrighty, race fans, let's give it up for your UMP modified feature winner, Nick Neville. Alrighty, race fans, it's time for your UMP Super Late Model Feature event.